Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. So today I'm going to do a short foundation routine video for you. I've never done a foundation routine video before, but as you guys know, I'm a huge foundation junkie, and I'm sure you guys are curious as to how I apply my foundation. I don't apply my foundation the same way every day, and I don't use the same product every day. I don't use the same brushes every day. But this video will show you the way I've been applying my foundation recently, and the technique is pretty much the same regardless of what kind of brush you use. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm also going to show you guys how I contour and how I put on my blush. So if you're interested in my foundation routine, then keep watching. So this is my face without any makeup on, and as you can see, I don't have a ton of acne or skin problems, but I do much prefer my face with foundation on it. I have like a little bit of Z action and a lot of freckles and redness, and in general I just really like to maintain a very polished, matte, even complexion. So that's why I'm such a fan of foundation. So in this video, I'm going to be using my Clinique Acne Solutions Liquid Makeup, which I just reviewed. I switch off with my foundation a lot because I have such a large collection, and I also apply my foundation different ways depending on what product I'm using. Now, my favorite brush to use with this foundation is my Sephora No. 55 Airbrush. So I'm going to use these two products today in my foundation routine, and this is kind of what I've been doing for the past couple weeks as my favorite foundation routine. But depending on the product, sometimes I use my MAC 187, sometimes I use my Sigma F80. It just really depends on the consistency of the product, the thickness, the coverage, what kind of, look I'm really going for. But this combination here has been one of my favorites. Okay, so now that my primer is all set, I like to do my under eye area first because I like to blend in the color of my under eye concealer with my foundation. And the concealer I'm going to be using is Clinique's All About Eyes Concealer. And this isn't the only concealer I use. I also use MAC's Moisture Select and Makeup Forever concealer and stuff like that. But I've been really liking this one lately because it has really good coverage, and it also is moisturizing for the under eye area, and it doesn't crease as bad as a lot of the other under eye concealers that I use. So what I do is, this has a little pointy kind of applicator. I usually just go in and put about 3 dots right there on both sides. And I use a little bit of a different brush to blend this out. A lot of people use like a traditional flat concealer brush, and I actually use my Sigma E25 blending brush, and this is one of the free ones that you get when you order something from Sigma. They just kind of throw this in, and I really like this because it's fluffy and it's synthetic, so it just blends it really well. So what I usually end up doing is just kind of going in and making sure I just kind of pat it and just diffuse the product and bring it down, and I make sure I get all along that lash line there. Okay, and then I do the same thing on the other side. And this is just a patting. You can also buff if you prefer that, but I find that I like to pat it. I don't know why. I feel like the coverage is better if you pat it. And as you can see, this is a really yellow kind of color concealer. This is not what my natural skin color is, and that's why I like to put my foundation over the concealer, just to kind of help blend it all in. So once I have that all, I usually take my ring fingers and just kind of press it in very gently, because I feel like this helps kind of like set it in to all those fine lines and crevices in your face. And that is that. Now, this would be the point where I would kind of dab concealer onto specific areas of my face, but since I don't really have any major breakouts right now, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the foundation. So what I like to do is, I like to use the back of my hand and just squeeze a little bit of product, about that much, onto the back of my hand. I always like to start with a little bit of product, and then if from there I think that I need more, I can just always apply more. So what I do is I take my Sephora No. 55 and kind of pounce that into the product, and then I start towards the middle of my face, my nose and cheek area, and I just start kind of stippling it on. And I really like this brush because it's pretty dense, but not too dense. Like, it gives good, it blends it in really well, but it also isn't like so dense that it provides too much coverage, because I don't want my makeup to look mask-like. So I kind of just pounce it. And as you can see, like, the thing about this brush that's really great is that it blends it. Like, I didn't even swirl. And you can already see how airbrushed and smooth the finish is here. If I were to do that with my MAC 187, I would have little, like, dots all over my face, which is fine if you want a lighter coverage. I would use this, but for a more medium to full coverage, I like to use my Sephora number 55. So all I did was pounce that, and then from there, you can kind of blend it out if you want to. But honestly, you don't even really have to. I like to blend down the neck a little bit. And already you can tell the difference between this half of my face with foundation and this half without. So, and then I just kind of go pick up more product, which looks like I picked up most of it already. So I might need to put a little bit more on my hand. Some people like to spread the foundation all over their face first and then blend it. But I don't know why, I'm just more of like a section gal. Like, I like to put on one section and then move on to the next section. I don't want to just have like dots of foundation sitting all over my skin. And I'm not really sure why that is. Just preference, I guess. Okay, and then I'm just going to pick up what's left of that product and put it on my forehead. I tend to not put as much product on my forehead because I don't really need any coverage in that area. Definitely, you know, this brush is pretty big, so it's kind of hard to get up on the hairline, but I usually just kind of get in there anyway because I don't want there to be a line of demarcation. So, as you can see, my under eye area, I like to just kind of go and swoop underneath that area just to like blend in my concealer. And blend down the neck, make sure I don't have a foundation line, which looks like I don't. And for reference, this is in color 02 Fresh Ivory. And from here, what I like to do is, I've been really into the Chanel Soleil de Tan bronzer, and this is a bronzing base. And so this is the part of the tutorial where I contour my face. And I'm going to use my Sigma F84, and this is a perfect brush. This is an angled synthetic brush. This is the perfect brush to use with the Bronze Universal. As you can see, the previous brush I was using shed, and it has hairs all in it, so it's kind of stinky, but just going to go with it. So just swirl that around, and then I just like to put this right here where, right below my cheekbone, and just kind of contour that in. And then I like to put some up here as well. Ooh, hair. And you can use a powder bronzer as well. I do that sometimes, but I find the cream bronzer is really natural looking, and I just really like it. And this brush is perfect because it's so dense, and it's synthetic, and it doesn't shed. So if you like cream products and you're looking for a good contour brush, I would definitely check out this Sigma F84. Take my blush brush, this is MAC Well Dressed, swirl it in there, smile, get it right on the apples of the cheeks. You can blend out if you want. I like to layer my blush a lot because I like more dramatic. The final step for me for my foundation routine is just setting it with powder, and I use my Almay Nearly Naked powder. You can get this at any drugstore. It just looks like this, and I like to set with a loose powder just because I think it helps it last throughout the day. So just tap a little of this powder in the lid, and then I usually like to take a kabuki brush, or you could take something else, but I just like to use this kabuki, get a little powder in there. And then I just usually focus on my T-zone area, and I usually try to stay away from the blush and contour area because I don't really want to mess that up. And I don't usually have a hard time with my cheeks staying on, but it is good to kind of blend out this side of the cheek area because it kind of helps blend your blush and your bronzer together. So that's pretty much my foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or if I left anything out, please just leave me a comment below, and I hope you guys enjoy this complexion look.